This video will tell you exactly how to quit without any guilt or burnt bridges. When I left my role of 7 years, I learned 9 steps that make your manager respect you and keep doors open. Plus, my golden rule that most people ignore, and that's the reason most resignations go badly. Get the order wrong and you can damage your reputation, delay your next step, or even leave yourself financially stuck. The golden rule: only resign once you've fully decided. Not when you're unsure, not to test the waters, not to get a pay rise. That almost never ends well, and I'll explain why later. Resignation is a decision, not a discussion. Step 1, before you even think about leaving, get absolutely clear on why it is you're leaving. This isn't a nice to have, this is your anchor. If you aren't clear, you will fold from pressure from your manager, your colleague, mentors, maybe your own guilt. I nearly experienced some of that myself, which is why this step matters so much. Ask yourself things like, what is it that's missing here? Be honest with yourself. Sometimes the answer is, I'm done, and honestly, that's okay. Here's a small practical rule. Write your reason down. Keep it somewhere you can read it when that doubt might creep in. That one piece of paper, it will stop you from being pulled into counter offers or guilt-based conversations. I would strongly advise that you do deeply explore this. My Resignation Blueprint, the link is in the description. It has so many journal prompts to just help you unpack your feelings, get everything down on that paper. Don't resign in the heat of the moment. That is where people end up regretting it the most. Really reflect. Most of the time, it's not about money. It is something else. Feeling stuck, undervalued, or just ready for more. My blueprint will make you work through the critical follow-up checks. Would you stay if something changed here? If yes, what that is. And secondly, if you'd accept a counter offer. If so, why? If nothing fixes your reason to leave, you are ready. If not, come back when you are. Do not settle for a short-term fix. This really isn't just about leaving, it's also about a fresh start. Moving towards something that fits. You don't want to be in a position where you thought the grass was greener on the other side and for whatever reason, it wasn't. If you're leaving without another job lined up like I did, make sure you really plan your finances. Do get my free financial career break checklist. The link is in my description. Remember the golden rule I mentioned? That comes into step 2. You resign when the decision's made, not when you're still deciding. Avoid telling anyone until you are 100% sure committed. If you do it at a stage that you're unsure, people will probably pick up on it. You could then get talked out of it or even guilt-tripped into staying, even when people have the best intentions. Plus, if the news of you leaving leaks to your manager before you've told them, it can seem quite unprofessional and damage your reputation. Remember throughout, this is professional, it is not personal. Step 3, know your notice period and have your other offer ready. Check your contract before anything else. You don't want to be caught out not knowing that leaving midway through your contract might mean that you have to pay some training fees back, your bonuses is clawed back, or anything else. Your contract will also tell you your notice period. If it doesn't, there is a minimum statutory notice period. In the US, it's 2 weeks. In the UK, it could be longer. It's 1 week up to 12 weeks, depending on your length of service. Just make sure you know what it is for you. Don't guess, check. If you want to be graceful, you need to serve your notice period. The worst thing that you can do is just try to leave immediately unless in rare circumstances and it's maybe understood. Notice periods are there for a reason, just respect them. This is really the way that a smooth transition can happen. Think about it carefully if you're going to use any annual leave during this final period. Depending on the company, things can move quickly. Some places might even give you the option to just leave immediately, depending on your circumstances. Make sure you're ready for anything. I actually ended up resigning during my career break. It wasn't planned. It did work out really well though. I'd already wrapped up all of my handovers, so I didn't need to return for that full notice period. Subscribe if you want to hear more about whether a career break is worth taking before you leave. Now, if you have a new role lined up, make sure it's all signed and secure. Salary, start date, all of it. Then do pick your first day of your next job, factoring in your notice period. At this stage, I would advise doing that financial check. So remember, my free checklist is in the description. This is critical, especially if you face having any gaps in employment. Communicate very clearly with your new employer. If you have a bigger gap between leaving and starting, they won't then just worry that you're at risk of potentially never starting. Step 4 is to follow the HR process of your company. Every company has their own and it might be different. Some might want your formal resignation letter sent to HR first. Others want you to speak to your manager first, even before involving HR. Just follow what is right for your company. If you want to leave gracefully, you have to follow the right procedures. They're there for a reason, to keep things smooth and professional. I spent at least an hour on my company's intranet page going through everything, making sure I had every step down before submitting that resignation. Step 5, prepare your resignation letter. Do this before you've spoken to your manager so you can clearly think about everything that you're going to say. This resignation letter is your formal record. It is your audit trail. I did a lot of research into the resignation letter because it is tricky if you've never done it before. I'm sharing 5 editable resignation letters, including my own, in the Resignation Blueprint. If you did just want to keep this really short and sweet, you need these 4 basics in your letter. The statement that you are resigning from your position as your last day, a thank you, and to be graceful, do try to offer to help with that handover. Don't rant, don't overshare, don't explain more than you need to unless you want to. This is different for everyone, which is why I thought it was really important to share those editable templates. You're ready to go for step 6 to plan and have that conversation with your manager. I know this is the part that most people fear. Schedule it privately. It does not have to be a big thing at all. If that's something that does make you uncomfortable, just maybe see if you can do something like going for a coffee or a lunch. I do think it's better in person than via video, but again, up to you. Where I think I probably could have done better is, although I'm on leave on a career break, I do now think even if you are on leave, you probably should arrange time to have the discussion. They probably do deserve to hear it from you if you don't really want to blindside them. Really practice what you're going to say, your emotions, your tone. Be clear, direct, and to keep it graceful, you do want to try and stay positive. Role play it out. Here's the sample script from my blueprint. Hi, thanks for taking the time. I wanted to let you know I've accepted another offer and I'll be handing in my resignation. I'm grateful for my time here and your continued support. My last day will be, and I'm keen to support the handover so it's as smooth as possible. Expect a range of responses so you are prepared for any outcome. Hopefully you do get the supportive manager. I'm sad to see you go, but I'm wishing you all the best. You might, on the other hand, get a bit guilt-tripped. This puts us in such a tough position. Could you wait? Or your manager might be really defensive, take offense and think, what did we do wrong? Just stay firm, polite, and avoid oversharing. Stick to your message. You don't even have to tell them where you're going if you, again, don't want to. Now, when you get drawn into those really long justifications or your story keeps changing, that will create confusion and unnecessary gap. If you do choose to explain your reasons, say things that they can't really fix. You know, wanting to work in a new industry, relocate, or you're just wanting to try something different. Really avoid saying things like, I hate it here, I don't get paid enough. Even if it's true, we're keeping it gracious. It's the whole, it's me, not you. You just really want that fresh start. I've included conversation scripts for 5 different types of managers in my resignation blueprint. It should help a lot. This is actually a great opportunity to keep it positive, thanking them for the growth. It always helps to stay in touch. You have no idea how small the world is and when you might cross paths again in the future. Step 7 is being firm on the counter offers, and this is where it gets tricky. Some managers will offer you more money or a new type of role just to really keep you. Don't assume things aren't possible. In real life resignation conversations, you might be really surprised at what the company might offer you. And why would they do this? Because it is just cheaper and easier to keep you than to find and hire your replacement and then train them up. That's why clarity in step 1 is critical. If the one thing that you need to stay can actually happen, so perhaps a team switch, you really need to know if you would take that before you walk in. Unless there's something fundamental that's changing that aligns with your reason, don't accept. Research suggests apparently people who accept a counter offer leave within the next 12 months. It's because the real reason they're unhappy doesn't go away. Counter offers, honestly, they can actually damage that trust that you have with your employer. They might see you as a flight risk now. It could just be a short-term solution to that bigger problem. Plus, now your salary might not go up for a while. Maybe your career will stall a bit, or maybe then their working environment has changed since you tried to resign. Remember why you're leaving. There's a reason that you've gone all the way to step 7 with this. Go back to step 1, revisit that paper, pull out the resignation blueprint where you've really thought through this all already. This is all done for you. Step 7 should be a breeze. You will end up kicking yourself as well if you do naturally get talked into the counter offer. Here's actually a really easy way to avoid this. Thank you, I really appreciate the offer, but I've given this a lot of thought and I'm excited for the next step. This feels like the right move for me, both professionally and personally. This way, if they ask you for more time, you can still politely decline this. You can find more responses in my blueprint. You just don't owe anyone anything. Step 8 is now as simple as sending the letter. Email your manager. I have a template in the resignation blueprint that can help. And remember, follow your company's HR process. You'll probably as well have to notify HR too now. Finally, we're finalizing the last day and it is time to wrap up. Usually your manager will let other people know that you're leaving. If you're unsure how to handle all of this, just ask them for the guidance if you can. I've also made this so simple for you in my Resignation Blueprint. I have created a full checklist for your last few weeks and given you an email template for notifying your colleagues. You might be offered an exit interview. Only really give feedback to your manager if they're open to it. And if you are really certain about leaving, even in these final days, do just avoid bad mouthing. You want to always just keep your feedback constructive. Leaving on bad terms, people, honestly, they'll probably remember it. You really don't want this to be something that could potentially even come up in references. Your new employer maybe just talks to someone who you previously worked with. If you really have to, maybe just leave a review online, but there's just other ways to go about it. Just keep it professional. Complete your handovers, thank the right people, keep in contact with who you want to. You're good to go. You're not just quitting, you are really just making space for the next chapter. You're walking towards something new. You might feel guilt, sadness, confusion. That is so normal. If you've done that real reflection though, you've worked through the journal prompts, just be proud of yourself. It takes so much strength and courage to actually do this. I also have fresh start mindset tips in that Resignation Blueprint. It'll help you move forward with clarity because honestly, you've got this. If you do want my Resignation Blueprint, it includes my resignation letter. A partner actually told me that my letter was really well written. I've got email templates, conversation guides, that final month checklist, and just so much more. Just grab it. It is in the description. It is there to just really help you make this process as easy as possible. I made it because it truly is what I wish I had when I was resigning. If you found this video helpful, do give me a like. Comment below which step do you think actually is the hardest, and don't forget to subscribe. The next video is what not to say in your resignation letter. And if you did actually need some motivation or a gentle nudge, do watch my video on why I quit.